You're riding with Rev and The Godfather on Road.fm.
What's up, everybody? We are back.
Well, that's a hell of an intro.
Come on, man. You like that?
You're riding with Rev
and The Godfather. Let's have a little fun today.
Hell yeah. I'm tired of talking about all this political shit.
Yeah, it's wearing me down as well.
Get out of here. I'm going to slap the hell out of somebody.
A Democrat. If I see a guy with makeup and lipstick on today,
damn, here we go. 5 minutes in. We're already
not even 5 minutes. We're at 101.
Oh, Lord.
Right. But check this out. Let's talk about favorite TV shows.
Favorite TV shows.
Give me
from
three
back in the day. And to keep it in our wheelhouse.
Okay.
Shows that if made today would be retarded.
Listen, if they air today, there'd be so many butthurt
there'd be
liberals.
People crying for safe play. I mean, the obvious go-to is Archie Bunker.
Oh, come on. All in the Family.
All in the Family.
That's
the Jeffersons.
Definite.
Yep.
All right, let's look at All in the Family first. So, all right. All in the Family for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Archie Bunker.
Oh, yeah. Every man.
Just his way of being. Get up, go to work. He had a liberal nut job living with him.
Oh, yeah.
Married to his daughter. Not only did Archie work at the loading dock.
He was a cab driver, wasn't he?
And he was a cab driver and then ended up with a bar called Archie's Place.
Oh, yeah. I never watched that. I think I may have seen part of it.
Okay.
But I was more Archie Bunker.
Now, as crazy as Archie Bunker was, he had godly morals and values.
Well, yeah, but they would make fun of that. You know what I mean? Like, make no mistakes. Archie Bunker was not a conservative show. It was run by a bunch of liberals.
Okay.
And Carol O'Connor, the star of that show, was a big time liberal.
That's hard to believe.
It's just
man, he played a good part.
Well, but he would play that part as if he was making fun of him.
Okay.
And then at every episode he would get his comeuppance. Right. Well, it's Archie,
Mike.
right? Or whoever. He would learn a lesson at the end of the day. I mean, he wouldn't learn it, but the audience through him would learn it.
Makes sense.
But at the same time, when you're a 7 or 8 year old kid or 10-year-old kid watching that,
you're just laughing.
It's just funny because he's like, eat a dingbat.
Yep. I remember when
stifle yourself. I tried that with my wife.
Go ahead with that stifle. Watch what happens. Now, the spinoff of Archie Bunker, he had 2 spinoffs, by the way.
The Jeffersons and Maude. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Now, the Jeffersons, one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Because, looking at All in the Family, then you look at the Jeffersons. I remember the episode where George was out hosing off his front porch.
Yeah.
And Archie walked outside. He goes, "Hey, Jefferson, I saw you hosing off your front porch. That's mighty white of you." And I was like, I remember just being a little kid looking at the TV like, give it to him. Say something back. And he did eventually. But even with the Jeffersons, that was a hardcore,
well, the thing is, him and George,
donkey show, right?
Him and George were neighbors.
And they went at each other.
And the Jeffersons, through his dry cleaning business, moved on up out of that neighborhood and left Archie behind.
But, that went to, I think that had a moral value of, again, Christianity, belief in God, work hard, and you can make it. That's why I really like the Jeffersons, because it showed the minority community you can make it.
Well, yeah. Well,
Archie was still in Queens.
Well, and look, they did their share of preaching, But the thing is, we look back as conservative people now,
right? And
what we see, we see, like, look, everything that was. It just shows how far things have gone out of control. That we look back at what basically was considered liberal ideas and think, oh, that was a good old conservative value.
Is that crazy?
But back then, you're right. The guy got up, went to work every day, ran a successful string of dry cleanings.
Yep. 7 stores, one near you. And Wheezy
yep.
worked for him.
Yep.
Right. And then, Even when they killed Martin Luther King and they did that episode.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. George was in the store and Lionel was there, George, Wheezy, and the realtor that was getting them their first store. And they threw a brick through the window. And George was like, why throw a brick through my window? And they said, Brother Martin, they just killed him. We're going to tear up everything at one of the punks in the neighborhood. And he was like, this is a black-owned store. And then a fireball came through the window. And it didn't matter. You know,
and that holds true today.
And then when they went back to the store the next day, it was all burned out.
Yeah.
And Wheezy looked at George and said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to rebuild.
Well, hell yeah.
Because, you know, something about ownership.
Well, and George wasn't no slouch. I mean, he
worked
oh, yeah.
as in a printing press, covered in ink. I went to a trade school as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And I took up graphic design. It is not what you see today.
Well, yeah. No.
I ran an old printing press where you had to put the plates on it and perforation and lock it in. You'd be covered with ink from head to toe.
Yeah.
And God forbid it was a run of multicolored ink.
Oh, yeah.
You were changing plates and color and ink. Oh, that was a nasty job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never forget that job. I don't ever want to go back to that school because that school, you worked, your job was during the day. Yes, you learned, but you learned on the job. So the school was selling newspapers, wedding flyers, stuff like that from the school. The bakery department.
You're paying to be there.
And they're making money off you, right?
Man, I got to figure out how to do that.
It's called Bullard Havens Tech in Bridgeport, Connecticut. You can look it up. It's still there. The bakery department was selling cookies and stuff to the prisons.
Yeah.
For the prisoners to eat. The state would purchase it. The carpentry department were building Habitat for Humanity houses.
Wow.
So the house was being built and then given to people that really needed them. I mean, the school had a good program for many different things. Electronics.
Yeah.
Masonry, stuff like plumbing, but they worked you like you were in prison. That school looked like a prison. The shape of it, the barbed wire around the fencing, you felt like you were in prison. For anyone that's been to prison, it looks like a school.
Oh, yeah.
The bell system where you eat, it's modeled after an inner city school. And I remember a politician talking about that, like, why do these schools look like prisons and vice versa?
Well,
that brings up another show.
Oh, here we go.
A show that I did not like that much.
What?
Other than JJ.
Oh, Good Times,
Thelma.
man. That was the best damn show. That was so
Times.
Florida and Buffalo Butt.
Buffalo Butt.
Yeah.
Thelma. I mean, other than watching to see what type suit Thelma was going to be wearing.
JJ.
You know. Dynamite. Michael, you knew he was a little sweet. I was not surprised when he grew up.
I don't.
And became what he became.
I never knew anything about that. I just knew him on the show.
But do you know who wrote that show?
Who?
Michael Evans. You know who Michael Evans was?
Huh.
That was Lionel. The original Lionel.
On Sanford and Son?
Yep. No, Lionel. Jefferson's.
Oh, I'm thinking Lamont.
No, not Lamont.
Man, I'm getting my people all messed up.
Lamont was a tap dancer.
Lionel,
the original George Jefferson's son.
Yeah.
He was the writer of
Good Times.
Good Times, yeah. That was his show.
Really?
So he branched off. See, Jefferson's was about making money.
But I tell you what I liked about Good Times was, Florida, she didn't take any shit from them kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they lived in fear of her, but they all lived in fear of the old man.
The father.
Whoa. He
come in the door.
Yeah. That was back before they made the dads the buffoon. You know, like.
Well, I'm surprised the dad was in that show.
I mean,
towards the end, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
He died in a car accident.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He must have done something behind the scenes, piss everybody off.
Yeah, he was a dad. He was a black man and a dad in the show. They didn't want that. It didn't fit the narrative at the time. But what was his name in the show? What was the father's name?
The father's name in Good Times?
Yeah, the father's name in Good Times, because we had JJ, Thelma, Michael, Florida, Lenona, the neighbor, Buffalo Butt.
Yeah, he was the super.
The father, James. Was it James? Because JJ was James Jr., right?
JJ was James. No, let me see. I'm going to look it up.
It was James. Anyway, folks, I was not a Good Times fan because I said, look at this.
Yeah,
thing.
It was James.
It was James.
Yeah.
So it was just a down show. Okay, Good Times, you guaranteed they were going to lose out somehow.
Well,
right?
yeah.
Always.
Well, I mean, because
they stayed in the ghetto.
Well, no, but here's the thing. The show's based on people living in the projects.
Right. Wanting to get out. So if somebody had struck it rich and they got out, that would have worked like 5 seasons down the road. You know what I mean? That would have made it actually like, oh hell, let's watch that. You know? Right.
But the lessons they were trying to teach needed to be in that project building.
I never liked that show, man. I couldn't. At the end, I'd watch it and be like, but none of them want to be there.
Oh, and JJ was a painter, and he, yeah.
I used to do this, the pictures.
Yeah.
But that was my thing. I was like, they don't want to be there, and they can't get out.
Well,
That's why I liked the Jeffersons, because George had money.
Well, George got out of there.
He got out. He earned his way out.
Yeah.
And he was from a poor sharecropper, don't forget, according to the lineage of George Jefferson.
And then we brought up Sanford and Son.
Now we got to get to Sanford and Son.
Love Red Fox, man.
Red Fox was dynamite.
Oh, yeah. And he another show that couldn't be made today.
Who wrote that show?
Who wrote that show? Hell, I don't know.
Richard Pryor.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Come on.
Man, every time he asks me all these questions, I guess I'll do my homework.
Do your homework. I didn't do no homework. Richard Pryor.
He was a writer
on
that show.
Him and Paul Mooney.
And
Paul Mooney was...
Yeah, Paul Mooney had some funny shit going on with Richard Pryor's son.
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
But Sanford and Son.
Oh,
whole different ball game.
Oh, man. And the whole...
But again, business owners.
Well, yeah.
They were entrepreneurs.
The whole dynamic with Red Fox, man, and Aunt Esther. You couldn't do... go in there and put your face in some dough and make some gorilla cookies.
Esther, if Moses has seen your face, if Moses had seen your face, he would have parted that too. I mean, they went at each other.
Esther, you was blessed by Mother Nature. And she said, oh, Fred, but you was cursed by Father Time.
Yeah. Or how about this one? Esther, everybody was running around saying black is beautiful. They took one look at your family and said, hold everything. But see.
That way in there was Grady.
Grady, you so shady. Lamont.
Yep, Lamont. We're going to talk about
Fred retired, but didn't have enough money in the bank to retire.
Yep.
So he became the coordinator at the house. But again, they owned their own business.
Yep.
And Chico next door, the GOAT.
Yeah.
And who was the guy, the Puerto Rican next door? Julio.
Oh,
was next door.
Yeah, Julio was always up to something, and Fred be making fun of him.
Fred was on him. It's a Puerto Rican dude over here. And then they went to the Mexican restaurant, and Julio ordered in Spanish.
Yeah.
Right? And he ordered sangria.
Yeah.
And he called the guy, gracias, negro. He said, wait, what'd you call him? He said, that kind of means friend in Spanish. So something happened, and Fred said, hey, negro, come here.
Fred.
But those shows can't be made today.
Nah,
they
man.
can't even air those shows today.
Fred used to mix champagne and Ripple and call it
Shampipple.
Yeah.
Shampipple. But little facts about that show. Did you know Esther and Fred's fiance? You remember her name?
No.
Come on,
man. I don't remember.
I still watch these shows.
Yeah,
I go online and find them.
It's been a long time since I've seen Sanford and Son.
Fred's fiance and Esther were really sisters in real life.
Really?
Absolutely. You can Google that.
And Fred's fiance was a good-looking woman.
Yeah, that was Esther's real sister. If you look it up, they're in the credits. Same last name, Adele.
Sure, it wasn't her granddaughter.
Donna and Esther were sisters. Oof. But you look at Lamont, who was really a dancer in real life. He was a tap dancer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. in that show, you know, that's why when he did the talent show, he really danced.
Yeah.
And then Fred's sister, her husband's name was Rodney.
Rodney, yeah.
The white guy.
Yeah.
And they did the Gong show.
Yep.
And he did, what do you say, Impresario, right? But Fred was mad that his sister was married to a white guy. It was racial tension, but they made it work.
Well, and at the end of the day, I mean, even on the Jeffersons, there was Tom. Tom was married to the black lady.
Yep.
Yeah, and part of what made these
Remember
shows,
George?
You'd always give him the
You
gas
white.
face. Yeah. But part of what made those shows, I mean, look, people are different, and you can say that they're all the same as much as you want to be.
Right.
But there are things that are different about people. However, they're not insurmountable things. And what makes it funny is those conflicts. And at the end of the day, when they work it out, I mean, you know, it just.
And they get along.
Well, and it's entertaining. That's the thing.
Right.
I miss these shows that tried to entertain you, like the A-Team.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Now, look. So
B.A.
these guys,
Baracus.
they got to bust Murdoch out of prison, you know.
Every episode.
And,
Out of the nut house.
They're going to bust him out of the nut house so he can fly them in an airplane or wherever the hell they got to go.
They'd put B.A.
They
to
got to put
sleep.
BA's ass to sleep.
Yep.
Now, and the thing is, it's just, you could imagine the writers' room, they're sitting around talking. Now, what would be funny, you know, and what would be cool? Now, and the other thing, you know, you got 5 guys shooting machine guns and never kill anybody.
Nobody ever got hit.
But it was still, you know, I remember my 10-year-old self like, yeah, you know.
They all had AK-47s.
Oh, yeah.
I remember asking my dad, it's funny you mentioned this. I said, Dad, what kind of guns do they got? He said, those AK-47s. I said, I don't want one of them. They don't hit nobody.
But they'd spray the ground, never run out of bullets.
Ricochet everywhere.
Yeah.
And they never reloaded.
And face, and then they'd always pick up some good-looking woman, you know.
And he'd be the pretty boy.
Oh, yeah, face.
So, okay, let's go. You had B.A. Baracus.
B.A. Baracus.
Face. Murdoch.
Hannibal, and there was a lady.
I don't remember her name. I don't remember her name.
Nope.
But that vehicle, you saw that van with
Yep.
them red rims.
Yep.
What you knew what show that was.
Oh yeah, damn 18.
Yep. 18. You see a black Trans Am with a red light in the front that goes woo shoo.
Oh yeah, man, Kit.
Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
That was another great show.
Another great show that didn't try to preach to your ass. It was just a guy had a futuristic car and they solved crimes.
And he was a cop though.
Yep.
That they had thought they killed.
Yep. He's like the Lone Ranger. Come back.
And then he ended up with the foundation.
Yep.
They changed his face.
Yep.
Changed his voice. Brought him back to life. Right?
Yep.
And he ran around fighting crime.
Yep.
And getting a girl.
Michael Knight.
The
Knight Rider.
Come on, Kit.
Oh yeah, man.
Come on. Everybody wanted to watch like that.
I used to love that damn show. But I mean, once again, another show that was not trying to preach to you,
Right.
Not trying, you know, just trying to entertain you. I mean, look back then. Another show that they couldn't make today. I mean, they've tried to, and they're going to try and bring it back, but I imagine it'll be a bunch of woke garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy Island.
Never happened.
You know.
Who's going to be tattooed?
And you know what? If I was a midget, or if I was,
You can't say that.
if I was 3 feet tall or shorter, had a head like a bowling ball and little stumpy legs,
Got a little voice like
Right.
this.
I'd rather be called a midget than a little person.
Yeah, little person sounds.
Midget's like midget. No, little person's like, oh, you just a little
He's
person.
a little cute.
He's so cute, little person.
Yeah, that don't. Yeah.
So yeah,
But now, do little people, aka midgets, have
but now
full size children?
sometimes it depends
do,
on
right?
who they sleep with, I guess. If 2 midgets get together, I mean, it's recessive. You know
Is
what?
it
I don't
recessive?
know. Yeah, don't come to me for medical advice.
on.
But now here's the thing. Here's the thing with the new Fantasy Island or whatever the hell they're going to do.
Okay.
All right, tattoo.
It's 6'5".
Oh yeah. They probably he's
With
so
a deep
tall.
voice.
He's so tall. He's got a duck when he comes in. You know.
Hey,
But-
boss, the
yeah.
plane is here. The plane.
It's Shaq.
Oh, the plane. The plane is here, man. The plane.
But the thing about tattoo being little like that, Hervé Villachez was that cat's name.
That was his real name?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't like remember looking at him with like pity or disdain or anything.
We didn't
like,
know any better.
No, man, it wasn't even know any better. It was like he's just a cool dude that hangs out with Mr. Rourke.
Yeah.
And like and Mr. Rourke felt highly enough of him that like he was his number 2 guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, it wasn't belittling him.
Without looking at his impairment.
Yeah. I mean, he was just a guy. Nowadays, they'd have to make it, he's stunning and brave, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I say, I don't know what the new Fantasy Island is going to be like, but I'm sure it'll be stupid.
I can't watch that.
But like some of the fantasies these people would have would be like, you know, a guy wanted to be with beautiful women, or a guy wanted, you know. Now, I mean, what are the fantasies? Oh, you know, I want to go back in time and stop Trump. That's my fantasy.
That's the fantasy.
I want to stop Trump
because he sends mean tweets.
Yeah, but you know, and but that Fantasy Island? Oh, the Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
Yeah,
with
Gavin McLeod.
Gavin, but what was his name?
Captain Stubing.
Captain Stubing. You know that's our
Gopher.
Gopher was the other one.
Gopher was the first mate, and
his real name was Isaac.
That Isaac was the bartender.
That was the bartender. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
But you know, so you got the boat's called the Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
All right.
Yep.
So like, you know,
the Love Boat.
Lots of loving going on the Love Boat, right?
Yep.
But like as a young kid, or a young man, teenage, whatever that come out.
That made me want to go on a cruise.
That's the thing. Every episode, it was just fine women wearing bikinis.
In bikinis.
Kind of like
sitting
Magnum.
by the pool.
Kind of like Magnum, man.
Magnum
Fine.
PI. That was the whole.
But nowadays, man, all the shows, you know, the women are the tough guys beating people up, and the men are
and RuPaul is the sex symbol.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Come on. But you know, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into some movies.
Oh,
what the good old movies were. So
good deal.
Sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Couple of movies I want to talk about that were really good back in the 70s.
Oh,
the Medusa
like
Touch, Halloween.
Halloween, yep.
Halloween was
Friday
good.
the 13th.
Friday 13th. Later on, you get Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff
Freddy
like
Krueger
that.
and stuff, yeah.
But in the 1970s, there was The Stuff. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Where it was like a white cream bubbling out of the ground. It was toxic, but it had a life of its own. I go online and I find all these old 1970 horror movies, right?
Oh, man.
And you get some good ones. You get some bombs.
I saw one called Food of the Gods. Remember that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Where they made this, it was this stuff they created for farming or whatever. It was like a fertilizer or whatever, but the creatures that were like if a mouse ate it or an ant, they became giant
monsters.
Right. You know, like so you had you know, like ants coming through the town eating people up, and you know, like a badger or whatever, and it's this giant damn thing, and you know, all these little animals that look cute in the woods,
they eat that stuff.
If they're bigger than a grizzly bear, man, they're just tearing people up, man.
Now, okay, remember Creepshow?
Yep.
Creepshow, you know, it was like a trilogy. There was different stories in the movie. It was like 2 or 3 stories, or 3 or 4.
And the Crypt Keeper was in that, right?
No, the Crypt Keeper was Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah.
Creepshow was the magazine, and you could order the doll out of it, and the kid was, you know, poking the voodoo doll.
Yeah.
So Creepshow, one of the main ones was Leslie Nielsen and Ted Danson. And he buried them up to their neck in the ocean because Leslie Nielsen found Ted Danson and his wife having an affair. And he said, "Come on, I got something for you." He buried him up to his neck. And the tide came in, right?
Yeah.
And then they ended up becoming like monsters. So Leslie Nielsen was a multimillionaire, owned his own island.
Yeah.
And then buried his wife and Ted Danson up to their necks, and they drowned. So they came back to life dead. They were zombies.
Yeah.
And when they talked, they gurgled because they had water in their lungs, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the bathroom, and they come up, and they're like, "Come on, Richard, you can hold your breath," or something to that effect. And he shoots them both in the head, and they keep coming at him. And he has a frantic breakdown laughing attack. That was the funniest part of the movie for me.
The thing about zombie movies back then, like what and even nowadays, I mean, zombie movies are the last movies, the stuff that where they can make it where there ain't a lot of preaching in a zombie movie. No. You know, it's like you better get your shit together because you're going to get killed.
Yep.
But
well, hold on. Who always dies first in the zombie movie?
In the zombie movie,
always.
Hell, I don't know.
The black guy.
Oh nah, man, not anymore. In the old days,
we're talking in the 70s, 80s,
in the old days.
Come on.
The thing about a zombie movie that always got me was, number one, I ain't afraid of too many living people. You know what I mean? Like there's people that I wouldn't mess with.
Right.
But like if all of a sudden average Joe's on the street, you know, was causing problems, like it'd be like, all right, bitch, let's do this. You know what I mean? So the guy's dead. He's trying to bite you, right? You know, he's coming to, you know, and if he bites you, you're going to turn into a zombie, right?
Right.
So
kind of like this COVID vaccine.
Well, yeah. So what's crazy about that?
According to the CDC,
so, yeah, you got these zombies. So every movie, zombies sneak up on people, right?
Right.
So now, you ever been around a dead body?
Yeah, they stink.
That's the stinkingest thing that you'll ever smell in your life.
It's like roadkill.
Right.
Yeah.
So you walk into it, like if you like every zombie movie has this scene where they're looking for supplies. Oh man, we're almost out of bandages, and we need some soap or whatever, you know.
Right.
So they go into the store, and they walk around the aisles, you know, and they're looking, and then, you know, they start letting their guard down, and they're raking stuff into their bag, and then out of nowhere the zombie pops out
and bites them.
Dude, if I walked into the average store, you know,
smelled that,
I'd be like, damn, did you do that? No, there's a damn zombie in here.
I'm out.
I'm out of here. Then the other thing about it is what I always find funny about the zombie movies.
Right.
Okay. So your body's made up of tendons and ligaments and muscles.
Yep.
You know, so like your muscle pulls your arm and you can lift it, you know, or you take a step, you muscle. All right. So you got a damn zombie that looks
walking
like
stiff as a board.
The damn zombie looks like he's nothing but a skeleton with little chunks of meat hanging off of him. What's pulling that leg? Right? You know what I mean? Like,
come on, we're not supposed to be logical thinkers.
Well, no,
it's a zombie
is
movie.
It magical power? You know,
come on.
You know, and then okay, you can shoot the shit out of a zombie, but if you shoot, you know, you have to get him in the head.
It's got to be a headshot,
right?
Everybody knows
got to be a headshot. But then it kind of morphed into, well, if you hit him real hard in the head with something,
you can bash his brains in.
Right. Or you stab him in the head. You know, well, the thing about the zombies. Now, their skin, their flesh will get kind of mushy, but their skull is still
hard as a rock.
And these dudes are like, you know, they take their old pocket knife out and jam the guy in the top of the head. You ever tried to jam your knife into anything?
Your hand will get cut. Yeah.
But and then like they walk around with like I said, the stench of them zombies and everything, man. It would be just like in the movies. You know, they would like we're gonna go in this house and do some devilish, like they're gonna do like a devilish
phantasm,
right? Well, they're gonna do like a ritual or something.
Yeah, phantasm,
right?
Buddy.
You know, so
with the little silver balls,
right? So they go in this damn house, you know, and they're gonna start doing this ritual. They're gonna do something, and not one person is like, you know, maybe we shouldn't dig around with this book, right?
We're in a cemetery.
Well, now okay. So here's one thing. So let's say you get 5 people together.
Right.
And you're gonna play the Ouija board, right?
No, I don't mess with that.
Now I'm just saying, you know, like you're in one of those movies, you're gonna play the Ouija board. So you get it all out, and of course they light the candles, and they're trying to be all spooky. Now look, everybody I know that's ever messed with the Ouija board, right? There's always one dickhead that's moving the thing around to make it spell, you know, something stupid or you get out, you know. So
until they all let go.
Well, but here's the thing: in the movie, so if you play with that Ouija board, and all of a sudden the damn little pointer flies off, you know. So now you're not in the realm of maybe I'm just playing around or you know, now it's like, okay, I see it with my own eyes.
I'm out of here.
Feats don't fail me now. Right. But they don't do that. You know, they're like, well, we must complete the ritual. Get that.
Yeah, right. Or what's the book movie? Come on. You know this one.
The book movie.
He had the book of spells.
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Come on. Army of Darkness.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name? Something Campbell.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Great actor.
They were in the woods reading this book of spells, and the book came alive and bit them.
Yeah, the tree attacked a woman.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
If I was sitting with some people and we had a book of spells, and like
it had a
supposed book of spells,
it was skin.
And when we flipped the pages and it started doing, even if one of the little letters lit up, I'd be gone. It'd be like, yep, okay, you got,
I'm out, guys.
Yep.
That's enough for me. But no, they sit there and we have to finish this and all this crap. No, you hear something go bump in the night, don't go looking.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing about any of those scary movies, man. Like my favorite part of any scary movie is when they get together and they say, in order to cover more ground, we need to split up.
Are you nuts?
Dude, on what planet? Like name anything.
It'd be like 3 guys go and then 3 girls.
Any circumstance.
Well, hell, they do it on Scooby-Doo.
But name any circumstance in any scenario where like it's me, you, and 5 other guys that is dangerous shit happening, and we make the suggestion, maybe if we split up, you know what I mean? Be like,
we got a better chance of survival.
Especially if there's devilish shit going on. Be like, look, fellas, everybody back to back. We're going to make a circle where we can see everything from every angle.
Yep.
And if anything pops up, blast it.
Blast it. Empty the magazines.
Yep.
But see, it's movie stuff.
Oh, well.
All right, look at Halloween.
Yep.
Okay. Halloween, Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah.
People would be running at full speed to get away from this guy.
And this dude's walking in slow motion.
Walking in slow motion.
Yeah. And all he's got's a knife. It ain't like he's Superman.
Then Jamie Lee Curtis done poked an eye out with a hanger in the first one, so he's blind in one eye. She gets in the car, flies 3 miles down the street. He's walking and beats her.
Yep.
Does that make any sense?
None of them got anything on Jason, though, from Friday the 13th. None of them. That cat there was 13 movies.
Yeah, he had the longest run.
He was in space.
He was in space and made it.
Yep.
How you do that?
The dude's unstoppable.
But see, they killed Jason in like 6 or 7, and then his spirit jumped into someone else.
Oh, shit. Right? Who knows?
But this is how they keep the movies going.
Dude, you can make a Friday the 13th now. That's one movie you could make now. Because, well, here's the thing. Remember, everybody that got killed in those Friday the 13th movies, what'd they do first? They tried to sleep with each other.
I was about to say, there was a lot of sex.
They was trying to play grab ass.
And he caught him.
So every one of them was doing something sinful. And Jason
got him.
Jason got their
You're
ass.
Right. Okay, so
but that's how the monster movies used to be. The monsters didn't just grab somebody for nothing. They was always grabbing somebody that was.
Yeah, there was like a backstory to Jason, though.
Well, I mean, Jason was supposedly he drowned at camp, and
what was the camp?
Crystal Lake.
Yeah. Camp Crystal Lake.
He drowned at camp
because his counselors were having sex.
Yeah, they were playing grab ass, and he drowned. And then come to find out, at the end of Friday the 13th, it was Jason's mama that was killing everybody.
Yep.
And then
he came out the water.
Yeah, he came out of the water. Like, well, then his mama. What kind of parent is she? That's like, oh, he's been dead. My little boy's been dead for 10 years, living in the swamp. It's like, bitch. He's out there gurgling, boy. Mama, help me.
But she got into witchcraft and brought his spirit back. I mean, it was, they got outlandish.
All right. Chucky.
Oh, come on.
Now that, I'll tell you what, I don't have
the first one. Let's stick with the first one because they got weird towards the end.
Not afraid of zombies, not afraid of no werewolves. Not afraid of no Draculas.
That little doll.
Nope. But I do not like dolls. Like
you know what I'm going to do, right?
My mom collects those little porcelain deals with the eyes,
Oh, the googly eyes.
Yeah, well, and I don't like seeing them. I don't like being around them. Like if you want to scare the shit out of me, put one of them damn things on my nightstand. So when I reach over to turn the alarm off, that damn thing's there. Well, hell, you better have some defibrillators ready because I have a damn heart attack. Them are the creepiest things. We were in Key West, and they got this damn doll down there that's supposedly like this cursed doll or some shit, and they keep him in a glass.
I got a story for you, but go ahead.
In a glass case, Man, I walked down there like, get me the hell out of there. So then when you got a Chucky now, but here's the thing. Am I scared of them? Like, like to the point where I don't like seeing it. I like being around it. Like some people just don't. There's people who have a phobia of tinfoil. You know what I mean? Like, all right. But if Chucky's little ass was coming at me, I would punt him out the nearest window. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
But people would let him creep up on him, and he's just a tiny little doll with a butcher knife.
Yep. But he was a mean little bastard.
Oh yeah, man.
All right. I grew up in a small town. Right. After my parents got us out the hood. The hood was Bridgeport.
Grab the popcorn, folks.
Hold on. This is a good one. The hood town the city I grew up in was called Bridgeport, Connecticut. But then my parents my dad moved us to the country against my mother's wishes, but she had to go.
Yeah.
And we moved to a little town called Monroe.
All right.
Monroe had dirt roads.
Yeah.
Up until a few years ago. So in that town, there was a known family that everybody stayed away from.
Yeah.
And they ended up with their own TV show years later.
What?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you the family. You're going to Google them real quick. This particular family in this town called the Warrens. The Warrens were witch hunters. And they had all kinds of weird memorabilia.
Witch hunters?
Oh, my goodness. This town was freaky. Monroe was a freaky witch town, right? There was a street called Dracula Drive.
What?
Dracula Drive is where the teenagers went to go making out, right? And it was a road that, listen, you're going to pull this up. This road, Dracula Drive.
Yeah.
It was as long. Now, for people that know Monroe, there's no street lights. There's no street lamps. There's no sidewalks. You're in the country.
Yeah.
We've had bulls walking down the street in the middle of the road. That's normal. It was like, oh, that's Mr. Smith's bull. He got out. It was just something you just knew was there. You did not go outside at night in Monroe walking. You just did not do that.
Especially no Draculas.
Now, Dracula Drive. Okay. Dracula Drive, and I'll get back to the Warrens in a minute because the Warrens ended up with their own TV show. Because you brought up Chucky, so I got to tell you what happened with that one. But Dracula Drive was a road. It was half paved, half gravel with these big potholes. Yeah. But it looked like somebody dug these holes and cars would get stuck. Now, up high on the hill on Dracula Drive was the Nut House. Well, the story was, somebody went down that road. The people from the Nut House dug the ditches so the cars would get stuck. And these people were watermelon heads. You know what those are from back in the day?
Yeah.
So the watermelon heads would escape when they hear a car get stuck. They'd break out of the mental hospital and go suck the blood of the people.
Get the hell out of
Dracula Drive in Connecticut, specifically Monroe and Trumbull and Easton.
I've never.
It was a known thing in those three towns. You don't go down Dracula Drive, especially at night. There were no houses on Dracula Drive. Only thing was this weird castle you'd see up on this big mountain in the distance. Well, that was the crazy house, the asylum. So part of that story may have been true, but apparently some teenagers, one got away, and she told her story of these watermelon-headed people.
Jeez.
Ate her friends, like sucked all the blood. Yeah, so Dracula Drive was weird. But let's get back to the Warrens. The Warrens had a doll, a Raggedy Ann and Andy set. That was the story of where they got child's play, Chucky. And remember Chucky's Bride?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone committed a crime and they were shot by the police and they had their hand on their child's doll and put their spirit into that doll. That's where the story of Chucky came from.
Get out of here.
Well, the Warrens on Halloween night used to open their house and you could pay $1 and go through their little museum. They had a talking refrigerator. They had a black cat, a stuffed black cat that apparently would talk as well. And they had them damn Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. Okay. I remember being a kid. And the parents used to, pay you a little $1 and you go to the Warrens' house. And man, it wasn't decorated, like creepy. It was just creepy.
Hell with that.
That damn doll was in this glass case and it was leaning forward, right? And I remember looking, going, it's not leaning on anything. There was nothing like holding this doll.
Yeah.
And the lady would be giving this tour and she'd say, oh, cut it out, Andy. Watch this. This damn doll is in a glass case. When you pass him, he's looking straight. She'd pull you to the right, give a little tour, a little speech, and then she'd go, cut it out, Andy. Oh, he's just moving again. So we all turned around. His head was facing us. Who the hell opened that case and turned that doll without the whole room hearing the glass?
I'd burn that house to the ground.
Look up the Warrens.
Hell no, I ain't
just
looking
do
that
it. Just
shit
do
up.
it.
I got sleep tonight.
Please just do it. Please just do it.
Oh, they got an occult museum? Good
That's the
Lord.
thing. Okay. That's the museum. You would pay the $1. Your parents would pay the $1 and you'd go through their house. You're going to see the Raggedy Ann and Andy doll. You're going to see that black cat.
Yeah, I ain't looking at that shit.
Come on, man.
Get out of here. I see the picture. Nah,
What is it? What is it? What is it?
that damn Raggedy Ann.
You tell I was joking. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. Just Google or DuckDuckGo, the Warrens in Monroe, Connecticut.
So I'll give you a good.
Go ahead.
I'll give you a good story.
I grew up there, so
So there was a
Pretty
house.
strange.
There was a house in a town nearby this town that we live in, and it's in Central Florida, and there was an infant's casket that had been, it was, the child had died.
okay.
Well, over time, a tree grew and raised the casket
Oh Lord.
out of the ground.
Oh Lord.
So the wood had grown around the casket, okay, and it was about chest high on a man.
Okay.
All right, out of the ground.
But it was in the tree.
It was in the tree. All right. That's some creepy shit to see anyway. All right. Well, the house was empty, and
Ain't nothing scarier than an abandoned house in the country.
well, here we go. So, of course, Halloween was coming, and we wanted to scare the girls, so we went out there. I had my friends drop me off early.
Mm-hmm.
The sun was still up, but not, it was dusk. So I went into the house, and then they went to pick, because no cell phones back then. So
Of course not.
You couldn't really coordinate a whole lot.
Right.
So my deal was I was going to go upstairs in this place, find a place to hide. And they were going to bring the girls in there, and everybody's drinking beer. I mean, raising hell.
A little touchy-feely.
Well, trying to get a little peck on the cheek, like I say. And scared the living hell out of them. I come out of the closet up there, wherever the hell where I was going to hide. So I get up there. I mean, and I'm sitting there and I find, and look, I say I don't like dolls and make fun of stuff, but like Supernatural's never been something that
Don't play with that.
it doesn't bother me because like I say, if I'm not afraid of a dude, I'm certainly not afraid of his damn skeleton. You know what I mean? So I get there, I'm hiding, and I'm in the house, and it's dark, man. It is dark. Now I'm sitting there and I'm waiting on my friends. I'm beginning to wonder, are they coming? So you imagine he's sitting in this closet in the damn devil house
With a casket outside.
It's dark, and you're sitting there, and of course, as the sun's going down, and the temperature's changing. Now the house is creaking, making all kinds of damn noise, and I'm sitting there like,
He's scared to death.
well, but I'm not scared as much as just after a while, it's like, damn, are they coming or not? Well, then of course I hear something downstairs, and they're there, so I'm waiting for them to come up so I can scare the hell out of them. And
so you hear things creeping up a creek.
oh yeah. So now so here they come.
You're hiding in this spooky house by yourself.
Right. So now they're back in there. So like I'm relieved because I hear the girls giggling, everybody, talk. Well, now my buddies are leading them upstairs. They get up the stairs, and of course I bust out and scare the shit out.
Everybody.
Oh yeah.
Somebody peed themselves.
Oh my God. Like I say, it was just blood curdling. So we go downstairs. Everybody's calmed down. We're laughing and joking, and down there drinking cheap beer. And there's a mantle there, and it's made of bricks. okay, the fireplace, and the mantle, the wood of the mantle's gone, and there's just bricks there, where it was, and so we got there's no power, so we got candles, like the place lit up, we got and we're all in there, just like I say, goofing around, getting ready, because we're going to leave, and one of the girls leans against the mantle, and the brick, there's a loose brick.
Don't tell me it falls off.
So the brick, so the brick falls, and there's a note underneath the brick, and she opens it up, and on black ink on this piece of paper, it says, "You are all going to die." And you talk about teenage kids shit.
Who wrote that?
Oh, it wasn't. I wish I could take credit for it.
You didn't write that?
No. It was there. It was there.
No.
Oh man, people, burning out of that place.
So you all in this creepy, decrepit house. This brick falls.
That she leaned against the brick and it fell. And
that brick happened to fall.
And
it was a note.
"You are all gonna die."
Now, was the note like crispy fresh, or was it like old?
Well, dude, I didn't investigate.
You didn't stick around.
She read it, and we were like, "Feet don't, family down." We were out of that place.
We're out of here.
Out of that place.
Nah, brother, I can't do that.
Nah. I think about it now. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I sat in that damn house for an hour by myself waiting on them people.
And you were in there with God knows what.
Woo, but I made it. I made it out.
Man. I don't play with spirits, bro.
I tell you, there was a place here in town, right where we live now, it's crazy. There's so much building and business.
Everything's torn down.
Congestion and everything.
Forget it.
But in the old days, like I say, I always say in the 1980s, not the 1880s, but it was way more rural. And in one of the areas up here, there was a house that they had started building it out in the middle of nowhere. And I guess, it ran out of financing, or, who knows what the hell happened, but the house was half built.
Okay.
But there was a roof on it, they had a garage, but they just never finished the house.
Okay.
So we would always go out there and, that was a place to party. You'd park out there, park your trucks out there, drink beer and stuff. It was,
it was like ghost town.
Right, ghost town, right.
Yeah.
So we go out, I got my cousins in the back of the truck, and we'd gone out there. Well, apparently, I don't know who the hell did this, but somebody spray painted a bunch of devil shit all over, pentagrams and stuff all over the damn thing.
They were doing rituals out there.
And they had killed some cats or some kind of animals.
It was a blood sacrifice.
And they were hanging from the rafters in there.
Nope.
So we pulled up, and my headlights. Now keep in mind, I got my cousins and all their friends. They're about 3 years younger than I am. They weren't old enough to drive, so I got them all in the back of the truck. Back when you could ride in the back of the truck
and not get in trouble,
right?
Yep.
So I pull up there, and the headlights hit all that spooky shit.
It saw the cats.
Oh yeah,
that's a satanic ritual, man.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of there.
There's nobody there. So I turn around and I backed into the garage, and they're screaming, "Ah!" He's screaming. I let him in there for about 30 seconds.
That's just wrong.
Then we took off, man.
That's just wrong.
But that was some scary shit. Never went out there again.
Heck no. That was now true story. Here in this county we live in, they found some stones and graves dug up not that long ago.
Really?
You don't remember that? Yeah, it was on Halloween night. Yeah. They found graves dug up in the old cemetery.
Really?
And they found rituals were done. There were, animals had been sacrificed over the bones, and bones were missing. A skull was missing. There's some weird people in this world, brother.
Dude, when I was a kid, there was a little girl in our class, and when we must have been at the time maybe 7, 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And she went missing.
Oh, jeez.
All right. I don't want to say her name, but it's a true story. She went missing, and that whole damn county's looking for her. And, one thing about being young back then, nobody felt the need to come in and elaborate to us kids, there was it just she wasn't at school no more.
There was no counseling.
There wasn't no right.
Yeah.
So like we didn't find out till years later.
Well, I got goosebumps. Where you going with this story, man?
Well, no, they found her in a couple towns over from here, behind a Kmart in a dumpster, and she had been stabbed with all this satanic devil shit.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. And she was just a little kid, man. I remember her plain as day. Being
man.
friends, one of your friends from school. And I think they never caught him, but boy, I would like to get my hands on whoever the hell did that.
Well, I thank God. The worst thing you can hear is "Depart from me, I never knew you." So that's guaranteed going to hell with gasoline draws on.
Yeah.
You don't mess with children.
Oh no,
you just don't do that.
No,
I'd
tell you something else about this town. About this area. Back in the in the 70s, there was like the Charles Manson was a deal.
I got a video for you about him.
They had these cults and all this weird shit. This weird stuff. There was a group in this area, and I remember I remember hearing my folks talk about it, and people talk about it in the community. There was a white van with hippies in it, and they had gone around in the neighborhood, like they were breaking into people's houses,
right, tying
them up, killing them, and then robbing them. But they were doing all this, this cult stuff, But in our neighborhood where we lived, about 2 houses down from where we were, those guys had pulled in there, and them, nobody knew. It was just a white van, you know what I mean? Like nobody paid it no mind, but they'd gone in there, killed them people. They'd poured Drano, had them tied up, poured Drano down their throats.
Oh my goodness.
Killed them, took all their stuff. And it's just, that was just right down. I mean, a couple houses from where we were sleeping,
You never know with these little towns, man.
But yeah, I mean, it's just,
you never know, brother. I'm trying to find this video. You brought up Charles Manson. There's a video of a guy this year walking down the street, and he's with this tall black guy, and he goes, "Hey man, tell the people your name." And he looks at the camera and goes, "Charlie Manson." Looks just like him. Got the tattoo of the swastika in the middle of his forehead and everything.
What?
I gotta find this video.
The black guy was Charlie Manson?
No. The black guy tells the white guy, he turns to him and says, "Tell the people your name."
Here's the thing. Charles Manson is an old man. Well, he's dead now.
Well,
supposedly.
Allegedly.
Well, but
I'm going to find this video and I'm going to show it to you. But, we don't know what the hell's going on in this world. There's a lot of freaky stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the real stuff's scarier than anything in the damn movies.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
Anything
in the damn movies.
They got the ideas from somewhere.
Yeah.
I showed you something earlier about Independence Day.
Oh, yeah. It blew up the White House.
They blew up the White House. But
in
this one, you might want to put your glasses on for this one here, buddy. This is NASA's Mars Curiosity rover.
Yeah.
June 4th, 2018. They had it on Facebook where you can turn your phone and it looked around. Well, I took this picture. This is in Mars. I see water waves in the dirt. But people are like, "No, man, that's just the wind blew that." So, would you agree? Is this wind, or do you think water? Now, this is Mars, allegedly.
Okay.
Do you think wind or water made those marks right there in the sand?
That's hard to say, man.
Hard to say, right? So Mars would need to have water, which is oxygen.
Well, it certainly has wind.
How?
How does Mars have wind?
How does Mars? The moon doesn't have wind. There's no atmosphere.
There's dust storms and stuff on Mars.
How? They'd have to have oxygen.
Not to make wind.
Yes. Why do you think there's no wind on the moon and the flag?
There's no atmosphere on the
There's
moon.
So who's to say there's atmosphere on Mars?
Well, there's atmosphere on Mars, not.
How do you know? We just got there, allegedly.
Here we go.
Here we go chasing tail, right? But no, keep those on, because this one is going to debunk everything.
Oh, here everyone. He's going to. Hopefully, he posts these pictures.
I'm going to post the pictures, folks.
Yeah.
This is the same picture. What is that? We live here in Florida.
Looks like an anthill. Looks like something dug that out.
Something dug that out.
Yeah.
That is an anthill on Mars, which means life.
Unless they're filming that here on Earth somewhere.
My point exactly. So something don't look right. And yes, folks, I will post the pictures so you're not all looking at your phones right now going, these two idiots are on a podcast
these guys are
showing each other pictures.
Yeah.
I will post the pictures, folks, on our social media. Just go to road.fm and you'll be able to find our latest social medias. Now, looking at these scary moments and all this stuff, and I completely forgot what I'm supposed to be finding here.
Charles Manson.
Charlie Manson. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. So now, folks, I found the video.
All right.
I just showed the Godfather here. He's got this real perplexed look on his face.
Looks like him.
Now, pull up a video or a picture of Charlie Manson on your computer, folks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to play this video. It's from a TikTok user, and his screen name is @, then there's the number 2 _ pic.
Hey, tell these people your name.
Charlie Manson.
number 2 _ PICK. Folks, go on that TikTok and look at that video. The man has the tattoos and he looks just like Charles Manson.
He does.
How do you explain that one? And he allegedly died in jail, by the way.
Well, I do remember there was some there was some wrangling over who got his corpse. There were people that wanted it for whatever reason, that they weren't just going to bury it, that they wanted it for something.
Well, they wanted to resurrect him.
What the hell? I don't know.
Well, you know what the Satanists believe.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to get a little off topic here, as we always do, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about Gilligan's Island or some shit.
Before we leave, right? Because it is dark outside. So, all right. Satanists believe in the evil deep state that they can have their spirit put into a younger body.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. I read this book years ago about this, where like an evil person, like as one's dying and one of them is having a baby, they can transport their spirit into the child and live on. They believe this stuff.
Get out of
right?
here.
So again, folks, it's dark outside. So we're freaking each other out in here. Right. So that's why they're like, how did they make these plans in the 60s and 70s and it comes to fruition 30, 40 years later? It's because I forgot what they call it, transhumanism or some crap.
Hell, I don't know.
But so Walt Disney, he had his body frozen.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's under the, what's that
Space
castle?
Mountain or whatever.
Something like that. Something weird. He's cryogenically frozen until they find a cure or whatever.
For death.
How to bring him back to life. Well, maybe they got Charles Manson's body, did some weird ritual.
Shit. Well, there's the thing. If you're going to bring him back to life,
improve it.
Oh, yeah. Poor dude looked like a bum.
Well, he had that tattoo in the middle of his forehead.
I don't know, man. Rich people. You know what, though? If I had $1 billion, maybe I'd freeze myself. Maybe I
wouldn't want to come back here. Are you crazy?
Maybe 100 years from now, they figure out, oh, man, all we got to do is thaw this cat out.
Everybody will have a chip in there.
Put his brain, put his brain.
I wouldn't want to come back here in 100 years. Are you crazy?
God, looking at how things have gone in the last 20.
In the last 10.
Yep.
5 more years.
It's like, sir, we've woken you up. It's the year 2075. Oh, wow. Are we have flying cars yet? Nope. But we do. It's mandatory butt sex. What? It's the only way to have it. Yep.
That's it. It's called the Biden Initiative. Yep. The Biden insertion. All right, folks, we don't freak each other out here.
Sir, we brought you back to life, but unfortunately,
it's not what you think. We got some bad news. You got to take this vaccine. Zam.
What happened? What happened to my genitalia? Oh, sir, it's mandatory transgenderism. Oh, we can't have any white males left in this world.
Any males, period.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna finish on a good note, though.
All right.
What was a show that was in the country? They ate very good. They believed in family values, taught out of the Bible, And you couldn't wait for it to come on.
Oh, you're talking about Dukes of Hazzard.
Bingo.
Yeah. You know it.
Dukes of Hazzard, the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, Munsters,
Yeah.
All in the Family, Jeffersons, Sanford and Son,
All
Dynasty.
Nah, I never watched that.
You didn't watch Dynasty
Hell
with Blake
no.
Carrington?
I wouldn't watch soap operas during the day. I wasn't going to watch them at night.
Come on, I didn't see it as a soap opera. I saw it as a rich guy who got the woman he loved and he was loaded.
Gilligan's Island, man.
Gilligan's Island.
Yep. And I was Marianne all the way. I was not a ginger person.
Gilligan's Island frustrated me. I'd like to see resolve. Like the A-Team had a resolve. They always beat the bad guy.
Yeah. Oh, well, they always tried to get off the island and ended up getting
It
stuck.
didn't work because of the idiot would ruin it.
That's all right.
That's where bullying came from.
What?
People used to kick Gilligan's ass just because he was that stupid. You ruined it. You ruined it again, Gilligan.
I liked, I liked the fact that with Gilligan's Island, remember the cartoon spinoff that they did and then they went to space?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't like Gilligan's Island.
Well, Gilligan and the Skipper went to space. Yeah, it was a Saturday morning show, but they couldn't afford the Skipper, the real Skipper, Alan Hale. So they had Gilligan and some dude that looked like the Skipper. And they were on a spaceship. Yeah.
No, I didn't. That wasn't my cup of tea right there. But you brought up Love Boat.
Yep.
And we have a particular very nice couple that listens to us. And the husband reminds me of Captain Stubing. So we're going to test to see.
Cool. He's cooler than Captain Stubing.
Oh, I would say he's cooler or not. We're going to test to see if they listen to this episode.
Yeah, they come up to you and say, man.
So if we don't get a call.
Yeah.
Then we know they didn't listen.
Yep.
And you know who you are, folks. Very nice couple, and we appreciate your support listening to us sit here and ramble about nonsense. Because this episode had nothing to do with anything.
Nope, we were just goofing around.
Just goofing around because, people need to get back on track with just being normal again.
Well, you can't talk politics all the time.
Nah, politics is we'll get back on it because one of these politicians is going to do something stupid by the end of the week.
Although, I will say this, when Hannity or Rush starts talking about sports, I always tune it out. It's like, I don't want to hear that.
You fall asleep.
So there's probably people like, man, these idiots.
We came here to learn what the hell Trump's going to do.
I came here to get all hyped up.
And hate Joe Biden.
Well, look, we still hate Trump. Or still hate Joe Biden. We love Trump, hate Joe Biden.
And go around DeSantis.
Oh, man.
Although the straw poll shows DeSantis is ahead of Trump for 2024.
Well, yeah, but
I don't think it'll happen.
Nah. Let me tell you something about my boy Ron DeSantis. He was very loyal to Trump. Whenever Trump would give the news an opportunity to say something, bad about Trump. And of course, there were always those Republicans that they'd catch out in the lobby that just couldn't wait to, I can't believe Trump said that. That's despicable.
The rhinos.
About something that Trump tweeted. DeSantis never did that.
Right. He always kept it.
Yep.
Now, DeSantis, from what I read, was he did a tour with Navy SEALs. He was part of a Navy SEAL regiment.
I don't know about that.
Look it up. You're sitting in front of a computer. You're supposed to be doing research.
Well, I mean,
As I'm sitting here rambling.
I don't think he would.
Just type in Ron DeSantis, Navy SEAL.
Let's see.
He comes up as SEAL Team 1.
What?
Yeah, Ron DeSantis, no joke. He was a JAG officer, an attorney for the Navy. Ron DeSantis was no joke. He's no pushover, folks. He's the real deal. What do you got for us?
See, he did a
tour
to Iraq as advisor to U.S. Navy SEAL Team 6.
Ain't that something?
Huh.
He was in full combat with the SEALs. Ron DeSantis ain't no joke.
He was a member of the Little League World Series team.
Over in Dunedin.
Yeah.
Yep. So, success from a child.
Won the Little League World Series. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Oh, they won that?
Yeah. They won it in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
What's that tell you, folks?
He was the legal advisor to the SEAL team.
But he traveled with them. SEAL Team 1, I believe.
He carried a briefcase.
Hey, he was in combat, brother. Look, even, Petroleum.
Oh, here's an article. 10 things you didn't know about Ron DeSantis. Let's see.
Let's go. Run it down.
This is on Money Inc. MoneyInc.com.
Mm-hmm.
He's a native Floridian. Well, we knew that.
Okay.
He was a competitive athlete, which we knew that. We just talked about that World Series.
Little League World Series.
Yep. He went to Yale University. I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
And he's also a Harvard man. I guess he went between both of those.
A dual Ivy League school.
He's an alumnus of them both.
Holy smoke! Hope he didn't dabble with the skull and crossbones over there in Yale.
He's a published author. Wrote a book called "Dreams from Our Founding Fathers: First Principles in the Age of Obama." That's pretty cool. Let's see. He served in the military. We knew that. He worked at Guantanamo Bay.
Oh.
He was awarded the Iraq Campaign Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal, and a Bronze Star. Let's see.
Interesting.
And then, of course, they got to talk some shit about him. Oh, he governs with a loose hand. He's clarified misunderstandings created by a second order, whatever the hell that means.
Listen. That's the liberals got to throw a wrench in the works.
Yeah, they're like.
Now, I used to work at Yale.
His editor's probably like, hey, whoa, you said a lot of good shit about him. Well,
we got to ruin it.
Yeah.
I used to work at Yale in New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah,
that is a spooky place, brother. It's in the middle of the ghetto, by the way.
And wasn't it named the guy that started it? Wasn't he a slaver or something?
I have no idea. But Yale is a spooky place. There's a pentagram in the middle of Yale, New Haven, Whaley Avenue, the Yale New Haven Park that's across from the courthouse downtown. There's a pentagram in the middle of the park. And you're like, what the hell is this doing in the middle of Yale, New Haven? And it points to the school. They have the Skull and Crossbones Society, where on October 31st, they walk around in black robes with hoods on. Everybody in New Haven knows about this. This is not a secret. They do some weird rituals out there. You know, little Skull and Crossbones and George Bush idiot societies out there, bro.
That's definitely a topic for another show.
Yeah,
all that
Connecticut got some weird stuff, and so does Salem, Massachusetts.
Rich people got weird stuff. I was too poor to have any weird stuff.
Connecticut.
These guys,
the problem with Connecticut, there's a lot of old money, and people just don't know what to do with it.
It's like they drink out of that Skull and Bones. They drink out of the skull of Geronimo
a dead
or
person or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't messing with that.
Could you imagine? Like,
nope.
So you work your ass off. You send your kid to Yale. You know, hey son, I've given up everything. Finally got the money. Work my life away so that you can go to
and go
Yale.
Sacrifice goats.
You know, and then you get there and it's like, oh hey, we're doing all this devil shit.
We're not doing this.
Like, look, man, I'm just here to get a degree.
No, we're not doing this. Yale has some. We talked about a lot of spooky stuff tonight, which is strange for us, but we're going to finish up. There's a scripture I want to read. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 25, and it says, "Have no fear for sudden disaster or of the ruin that overtakes the wicked." We're not wicked. We ain't got nothing to worry about. So,
I know you got to go. I'll tell you something real quick.
Go ahead.
So, all this spooky stuff, when you're a kid, spooky stuff really gets to you. Like now I go to, like I said, as a grown man, it's like, I'm not afraid of you, but when you're a kid, you lay there at night and you think, man, you remember you tuck your feet up under the covers.
Oh, heck yeah. You don't let your foot hang off that bed.
You don't want let 1 inch of skin hang out from under the cover because that's for something to get you, something to grab you. If your toes hanging out or your pinky hanging out, So, my grandmother had a plastic crucifix with a Jesus on it.
Okay, Catholic, yep.
Right. And it glowed in the dark. So like you would charge it up with a light bulb. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like because
you shine the light at it.
You hold the light on it.
Yeah, and it absorbs the light.
It absorbs the light.
Yeah.
So I would have that thing, and you'd lay in there, trying to go to sleep. You try to get to sleep faster than
the light would go out. I got you.
And you'd be in there because back then, I remember we went to the drive-in theater, and there was some movie about, it was called The Manitou or something. It was about like some Native American poltergeist thing.
Oh, jeez.
That was like, it was like in that time when The Exorcist come out and all that scary shit.
Oh, The Exorcist?
Oh, yeah.
I was 4 years old. My parents took me to the movie theater to watch that.
I mean,
4 years old.
That's abuse, man.
And you always ask, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
There it is.
So so I had that cross and that crucifix in there for months after watching them damn movies. Because that's the only thing keep the devil out of there, man.
Boy. Now,
sometimes I wish I still had that thing.
My cousin, 15 years old. Gee, you're gonna kill me. I got to tell this story. My cousin lived in the city and he'd come up, stay with us, a couple of nights during the summer. And he liked hanging out at our house. We had quads and dirt bikes and all that. Well, we all stayed up watching scary movies. Now, my parents didn't have central air. You slept with the windows open on the ground floor.
Ooh.
Okay. We had just watched like a whole bunch of scary movies on HBO. It was channel 14 on the cable box back in the day. My cousin, 15 years old, was so scared to get up and go to the bathroom, he peed the bed. So, G, if you're listening, I got you. And you know that's a true story, buddy. You were 15 from the inner city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. He was so scared of being out in that country with them windows open, he peed the bed. So there you go.
And on that note,
ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time. Just a little lighter note. We didn't get into politics and different things because the world's got enough problems. We're just trying to make it a little better for you guys.
There's always next week.
There's always next week because I'm sure Joe Biden's going to do something stupid.
Oh, you know it.
By the time we get back and record.
You know it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, God bless. We'll see you next time.
That's it.
Thank you for listening. If you're ready to make the decision and give your life to Christ today, stay tuned for the prayer of salvation. For more information, please visit our website at www.road.fm. Again, that's ROAD.FM. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platforms, and we ask that you share it with at least 10 people to spread the word. We are listener supported here, so on our website, please visit the donate page for ways to contribute and our shop page for the latest merchandise. Remember, we love you and Godspeed, everybody. Repeat after me. Jesus, I confess you as my Lord and Savior. Come into my heart and forgive me for all my sins. Cleanse me with your precious blood and write my name in the Lamb's Book of Life. Fill me with the Holy Spirit and lead me on the road to salvation. I pray this prayer in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.